Hola estudiantes. Today we're going to start putting all the components of Billy La Bufanda and the verbs, the go and the went, and the in order to, and the places. We're going to put it all together, and I want to just give you some hints on how to do that. If you see an English phrase like this, first of all, I want you to think in chunks. I went to the beach in order to swim. So think in chunks, okay? Then first step, let's just put our person. Yo. Yo. And then when you get to went or go, I want you to run through real fast the 5 forms of went. You should know those. Follow me right here. Go through the 5 forms of went. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. These are all your options for went. So all I do, and I like the color code, then I choose the one that goes with yo. Yo fui. Hopefully you almost have those memorized. Then when you're writing, you can really do this in a process. I want to say I went to the beach. So beach is la playa. So if I want to say to, like I'm going to someplace, a la playa. So you have that taken care of. Yo fui a la playa. What's in order to? We've been practicing how to say in order to. Para. Para. Then you just have to put your verb for swim. And if you're in my class, I say you nod your head when you swim. So, nadar. And boom, you have it. So, we want to be able to put that all together smoothly. Yo fui a la playa para nadar. But when you're writing, you can break it down. Okay, let's do this one. Let's put it in chunks. They go to the river in order to go fishing. Do you know why I have in order to in parentheses? Because even though we have learned that para means in order to, a lot of times we just say in English, they go to the river to go fishing. We just say to, okay? I want you to think in order to. You can say in order to, or you can just think it. But to connect the place and the action, you need para, okay? So let's do this one. Let's get they. You have to know your people. I've told you that since the beginning of Spanish 1. They, ellos. Soon as you see go, I want you to think of the 5 forms of go and goes. The 5 forms. Ready? Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. I have them in pink because the pink represents the present tense for me. So I take the form that goes with they. Ellos van. Where do they go? El río. How do I say to? A. We're doing this in a process. What do we know about a and el? A and el smashed together to become al. Ellos van al río to go fishing, in order to go fishing. Para. And you're learning these actions. If not, get them in your brain. Ir de pesca. And then you have your complete sentence. Ellos van al río para ir de pesca. Okay, let's do one more. Chunk it. We went. Where did we go? To the school. Why did we go? In order to study. So bring down your we. Nosotros. And yes, for anybody who already knows some Spanish, we can leave these out if we wanted to. But right now at your level, I don't want you to leave those out. I want you using your people. Okay, as soon as you see went, I want you to think pink or red. Red. Now, as soon as you think went and red, I want you to go through the 5 forms of went. Here they are again. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. Choose the one for we and put that down there. Nosotros fuimos. Boom. Escuela. So let's put escuela. Just to review, For those who aren't still sure on how to choose these, a, so let's put la. To, like you're going to someplace. A la escuela. Okay? Para. To study. Estudiar. There you go. That's how you put it all together. You know this. You know voy, vas, va, vamos, van. You know fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. You're learning places. It's up to you to memorize those. We know how to choose the and to the. We know that para, oops, include that, means in order to. And then we're learning actions like estudiar, ir de pesca, nadar, hacer, subir. Subir is one of our words, I know. And if I haven't told you this before, I know you see submarine, you think the sub goes down, but think of the sub climbing to the surface. Okay? Come up with tricks to remember your verbs, your places, and your people. Okay? Keep practicing, put it all together, and then, if you're doing it in writing, practice reading it fluently. Yo fui a la playa para nadar. Ellos van al río para ir de pesca. Nosotros fuimos a la escuela para estudiar. Okay? Keep practicing, putting it all together. Okay, let's do number 1 together. Before you start doing them, I want you to chunk the sentence. I want you to put it into chunks. So, I went, so tell who did what. I went to the beach in order to swim. So you're going to have 3 parts. So underline, when you start doing these, underline the English in 3 parts. So for I went, when you see went, you should automatically go through the 5 forms of went. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. Go through those and then ask yourself, which one would I use for I? And you should get yo fui. To the beach, a la playa. In order to is always what? Para. And then nadar, to swim. Okay? If you don't know how to do this yet, let me know and I'll get you some more practice. You can always, even YouTube, look that up. Why do I use Allah? You can do some investigation on your own, but if you need more help, let me know. It's because it ends in a, so we chose la. And a and la. To the beach. Para nadar. Now, notice I have in order in parentheses, because para means in order to. But if we leave these out, it sounds better in English. I went to the beach to swim. Most of the time we just say to swim instead of in order to. But what I want you to think about in English is if you can replace to swim with the word or the phrase in order to swim, then you need to use para. Okay? All right, let's move on. Number 2, they go to the river in order to go fishing. So chunk your sentence and think in chunks of information. They go is pink. So what are your 5 forms of go? Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. And you should get ellos van a el río para ir de pesca. And if you remember, since this is río and we chose el, a plus el becomes al. So I hope you got that. After you do these, okay, turn this written exercise into a reading, speaking exercise. Don't stop until you can read that fluently. Ellos van al río para ir de pesca. Ellos van al río para ir de pesca. It just helps you in your speaking. It helps you in your reading. It helps with the fluency of your language. We went to the school in order to swim. Nosotros fuimos. I hope before you wrote this down, you went through the 5 forms of went. Every time you see went, fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. We chose fuimos because it's nosotros. Nosotros fuimos to the school, a la escuela, para nadar. We went to the school to swim. In other words, we went to the school in order to swim. Okay, practice reading that until you can read it fluently. Nosotros fuimos a la escuela para nadar. And when I say fluently, I don't mean you can read at 90 miles per hour. It means your words flow together. Nosotros fuimos a la escuela para nadar. Okay? Keep practicing in writing and out loud just because this is a written activity. Every single time you see went, fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. Every time you see go, run through the 5 forms. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Every single time. Good luck. Okay, don't forget we're going to chunk. We go to the mountains in order to climb.
Nosotros vamos a las montañas para subir.
Check your answer. Make corrections. If you don't understand why you missed something, ask a friend. If they don't know, ask your teacher. If she doesn't know, she can contact me and I will be glad to give you some further instructions.
She went to the city in order to see a movie.
She went
Ella fue a la ciudad para ver una película.
a la ciudad para ver una película. Practice that again out loud. Even when you write it, you practice it out loud. When you check it, read it for fluency. Ella fue a la ciudad para ver una película.
I go to the store in order to go shopping.
I go to the store in order to go shopping.
Yo voy a la tienda para ir de compras.
You went to the country in order to hunt.
You went. Go through your 5 forms of went. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. You. Tú.
Tú fuiste al campo para cazar.
You all go to the moon in order to eat.
Go. Go through your 5 forms of go. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. You all is ustedes. And if you don't know that by now, you need to do some studying of your pronouns by yourself.
Ustedes van a la luna para comer.
A la luna, para comer. Everybody knows how to choose la, correct? A, la.
You go to the city in order to exercise.
You go. 5 forms of go. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van.
Tú vas a la ciudad para hacer ejercicio.
Okay, so in English, remember, we just say to exercise. But when you see to exercise and trying to put it into Spanish, you have to think to do exercise. Hacer ejercicio.
She is going to the building in order to buy something.
She is going. Go through your 5 forms. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van.
Ella va al edificio para comprar algo.
Para comprar algo.
They went to the airport in order to fly.
They went to the airport, so ellos fueron.
Ellos fueron al aeropuerto para volar.
Don't forget, V's are always be. Volar.
Did you go to the beach in order to go fishing?
Okay, I threw you some questions in here, but you still do the same thing. Did you go is the same as saying did you went. We just don't say did you went in Spanish. So you think you went. Fuiste. Put question marks.
¿Fuiste tú a la playa para ir de pesca?
Put your question marks, and instead of saying tú fuiste, simply say fuiste tú. Fuiste tú a la playa para ir de pesca, and end it with a question mark.
Did you go to the
Whoops.
beach in order to go fishing? Are you going to the movie theater in order to see a movie?
Okay, are you going? So I want you to think you are going. So you got voy, vas, va, vamos, van to choose from. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. You are going. So which one are you going to choose? I hope you chose.
¿Vas tú al cine para ver una película?
¿Vas tú al cine para ver una película? Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Most native speakers will leave these pronouns out, and you can too eventually. But right now, I want you to associate that tú goes with vas or tú goes with fuiste. Okay, I want you to use those now. Later on in your Spanish speaking career, you can drop those if you want to. Did you all go? Did is past tense. It's already happened. I'm asking if it already had happened. Did you all go? So think, did you all went? Did you all went? So go through the 5 forms of went. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. And you should get
¿Fueron ustedes al campo para hacer ejercicio?
fueron ustedes al campo para hacer ejercicio. Remember, even though this is in writing, every chance you get, read it, say it, read it with fluency. ¿Fueron ustedes al campo para hacer ejercicio? Okay? Read it aloud. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Because it's is he going, present tense.
¿Va él al río para nadar?
Va él al río para nadar. And then read it with fluency. ¿Va él al río para nadar? Question marks. Make it a question. Check your answer. Make corrections if you need to.
Am I going to the moon in order to fly?
Am I going? So in other words, I am going. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van.
¿Voy yo a la luna para volar?
Voy yo a la luna para volar. As I've said before, most people will eventually drop this yo and just simply say voy. Voy a la luna para volar. You don't have to have it, but I want you to know every one of them. Know which pronouns, which people go with which verbs. Check your answer. Voy yo a la luna para volar.
Do you all go to the mountains to sleep?
Do you all go? Do is present tense, asking, do you currently, do you presently? Go. So voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Every time I say voy, vas, va, vamos, van, you say voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Do you all go? So you all.
¿Van ustedes a las montañas para dormir?
¿Van ustedes a las montañas para dormir? ¿Van ustedes a las montañas para dormir?
Are we going to the city in order to exercise?
Are we going? Present tense, are. Currently, presently. What are your 5 forms of going? Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Are we going?
¿Vamos nosotros a la ciudad para hacer ejercicio?
Vamos nosotros a la ciudad para hacer ejercicio. Read it first in chunks. Vamos nosotros a la ciudad para hacer ejercicio. Vamos nosotros a la ciudad para hacer ejercicio.
Did you go to the mountains in order to fly?
Did you go? It's already happened. I'm asking you. Did you go? So we're thinking, did you went? What are your 5 forms of went? Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. If I say it, you say it. Fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron. Did you go to the mountains in order to fly?
¿Para volar?
¿Fuiste tú a las montañas para volar? Do you understand why eventually you can drop this? Fuiste can only mean you went. Or if it's a question, did you go? Because it's fuiste. So I don't have to have it. And eventually we will drop them. ¿Fuiste tú a las montañas para volar? ¿Fuiste tú a las montañas para volar? Okay. If you have any questions, ask a friend, ask your teacher, email me, find out, okay, uncover the truth. If you have trouble with something, find out why you have trouble with it. You just have to commit some things to memory, but if you don't understand something, let me know. Have a great day.